If you don't achieve reduction in hemoglobin A1c to less than 5%, I recommend step 2. Intensify reduction of foods that raise blood sugar. One of the recommendations in Health Score is to consume 3 servings of whole grains per day and limit refined grains. I would ask now that you scrutinize further the types of grains you're eating to ensure you're eating foods that are not raising your blood sugar. So I mean eliminate refined grains, including cereal, bread, bagels, tortillas, pasta, noodles, beer, protein bars, granola bars, baked goods, white rice, chapati. In other words, you're not looking for whole grain on the label. You're looking for no label. What you should be eating when I say whole grains are actually whole grains. They say one word: oats, quinoa, brown rice, teff, sorghum, amaranth. It shouldn't be whole grain bread, whole grain pasta, whole grain cereal. I'm talking about having the grain in its granular whole grain form. This provides you with the kernel of the grain, which is your best chance of having a slow process of digestion. When you have a whole grain bread, there's a process where it's refined. It's made into a flour. Even if it still retains the bran and the germ, part of the work of digestion has been done outside of your body. So it will raise your blood sugar more rapidly than if you have just the grain in its kernel, unprocessed. Eliminate foods with added sugar and artificial sweetener. I'm talking about sweetened beverages, pastries, ice cream, candy, trail mix, granola. Now, one objection is, well, what about if it's like naturally sweetened granola, like with honey? Well, honey is actually naturally refined sugar. When you think about it, it's taking like all the nectar of flowers and concentrating it with bees. It's not how we think of refined sugar, but there's a refinement process. There isn't honey in nature per se. It's processed by bees. And any concentration of sugar outside of its fiber structure is what we want to avoid. You can think of eating as many flowers as it takes to get that honey. That would be okay. But if you're eating honey, you're taking the nectar out of the flower and it's concentrated. So anything that concentrates sugar, and it could be even agave nectar sweetened, or anything, should be off limits. Even artificial sweetener increases A1C through mechanisms that are other than raising blood sugar. It's complicated, but artificial sweeteners are no better than added sugar. People will ask, can I just have ice cream on the weekend? Or they have some treat that they want to have just once a week. Otherwise, they'll feel deprived. Well, let me just tell you, we've had sugar for a couple hundred years, and we've been on this planet for about 4 million years. So yes, you might feel deprived, but you'll survive. The point I'm trying to make is that our taste buds have been desensitized to what we would have previously considered sweet. If you think about some berries, blueberries would be the sweetest thing our ancestors would have come across, and that's for the past 4 million years. It's only in the past 200 years that we have Snickers bars. And when we expose our taste buds to extremely concentrated sugars, they turn over quite quickly. They replace quite quickly, and they become desensitized to less sweet food. So you're going to be miserable if you continue to have a high concentrated sugar in your diet and the rest of the week it just feels like deprivation. If you eliminate sugar, then you can register the same 10 out of 10 sweetness, but now it's with a cup of blueberries as opposed to a Snickers bar. So resensitizing your taste buds is really the best reason for completely eliminating added sugar. Limit starchy vegetables, including potatoes and corn. Potatoes and corn, starchy vegetables, raise blood sugars more than other vegetables. However, what's very important is to have a lifelong relationship with 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. To do this, I found that variety is essential and that it is counterproductive to my goal of eating 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day to start avoiding certain vegetables, because I want all of the variety to keep things interesting and to maintain commitment to this goal. So I only recommend limiting potatoes and corn and going for a variety of vegetables, but not completely eliminating them because they just make eating fruits and vegetables more enjoyable. Next is limit fruit to 1 serving a day. The goal is 5 servings of fruits and vegetables. I would make sure that only 1 of those 5 servings is a fruit. And if you're just eating a banana every day, I would recommend you switch it up and not always rely on the high sugar fruits.